Okay, so we've done color and thickness. Let's do a quick rehash of that. I'm going to pick my brush and should be drawing kind of medium red, and I can go over to set pen width and make it thicker, and you see the difference. And I can go over to set pen color and pick blue, and you see the difference. But then notice also under color we have a button for texture. So I'll click texture, and I have these bitmap images. So I'll pick the red one with the kind of crystal pattern, and notice now as I draw it, that pattern appears in my drawing. It's a little more obvious if I go thicker. So I'm going to go to the thickest, and I'll actually pick the pen, which will be even thicker, and so you can see that texture. So it becomes pretty obvious, and actually if I scribble, I get the whole texture like that. So color also allows me to do texture. However, then we go to the next step, which is fill color. And fill had me confused a little bit, because initially it looks just like color, but in reality I couldn't get it to show up. And it turns out that the way fill works is that when you use a smart shape, which we covered before, an intelligent pen, and we do say make a triangle like this, that you can then apply a fill to it, but you have to select it first. So it's really not very intuitive. So we make a shape, we take the selection tool, we select it, notice now that it's selected, and then we pick the fill, and we can fill it with a color, like yellow, or we can fill it with a texture, like this green thing. So now you see we've got one kind of thickness, color, and texture on the outside, and a fill on the inside. So let me repeat that to make it a little more clear. I'll go back to a standard brush, and I'll go to a medium thickness, and I'll go to just a plain green line. So you see I draw a circle, I draw a triangle, no problem, no big deal. However, there's no way to fill because it's not smart enough to know that those are enclosed objects. So now I switch to the intelligent pen, and I draw a triangle. And in its intelligent fashion, it makes these nice straight lines. Now I select that triangle with the selection tool. You can tell it's selected because the corners have dots in them, and we get our tools here to do things like rotate and resize. And once it's selected, I can go to my set fill color, and I can fill it with a color, like in this case purple, or I can fill it with a texture, in this case a diamond pattern or something else. And so that's how you use the fill color. So it should only work with intelligent shapes. So size, this thickness of the line, the beginning and end points of the line, the color, and the fill color and fill texture can all be adjusted. And it's worth also noting that we can pop up one of these menus, we can lock it in place or pin it in place, and then by showing the display hide, by clicking the display hide button, we can have all of these options available to us in one place. So the stroke is the regular line, and we have both color and texture. The width has thin, middle, and thick, as well as the slider and the head, body, and tail settings. And the fill also has a color and a texture. So we have a number of different options there, and if I combine all three of them, I could, for example, make a line that has middle thickness, it's got a square on one end, a diamond on the other end, and a dash in the middle, and then I'll pick a purple line and go and draw that as an intelligent shape. Now I get a circle. I can select it, go to fill, and fill it with red diamonds. And that shows pretty much all of those settings in action together. Pretty slick.